So here in MATLAB, you'll find these apps. You go to the pattern recognition app for the neural networks. Here you can see what we talked about before of having inputs, hidden layers, and then outputs. Next, you will see that you have inputs and targets. So for this example, we want to look at the wine vintage. So we will import this data into MATLAB. So you want to use matrix columns because we have 178 different wines instead of using matrix rows, which would represent only 13 of them. So wine inputs represents the 13 different attributes and 178 wines in the columns. The wine targets represents the location of the first, the second as the second row, and the third as the third row. So here we go to the next.
So here you can choose how much training data you would like, how much validation data, and how much testing data. Validation data is used for back propagation with respect to the training data to make the model more accurate. And then with this selection of 15% on the testing as well, that leaves 15% of the wine input columns outside of making the model. And then they input those back into the model and test the accuracy of the model, as we will see in the next step. Right here, you can decide how many hidden neurons you would like to include within this neural network. As we previously mentioned in the PowerPoint presentation, if you add too many neurons, you will overfit your data, and it will be very difficult for the neural network to actually know which vineyard it is from because all of your examples are way too specific. So giving a general example of what the vineyard should taste like, what the wine should taste like from a given vineyard is where we want to be, so 10 neurons is appropriate for this problem. We will train our data. We have a small percent error. Luckily, we have an ability to retrain the data. Now our model looks a little bit more accurate. We can test this by plotting confusion, and you see in our target class for the test, every option that we thought happened to be from Vineyard 2 was actually from Vineyard 2. So that's what this all means. And if we go here, we can see that we have 3 output layers that was represented by which vineyard is ultimately the chosen vineyard for the given wine input. So now when we click next, everything on this page just checks to make sure our data is sufficient, which it is, so we can continue, and we generate a MATLAB function. This will allow us to input our own new wines in the future and tell which vineyard they are from. So right now I'm going to save this as wine neural network. And we can run a test on this. So wine neural network with a given data set that we already wrote out. And this gives us, there's a 99% probability that this is from the third vineyard. And very close to 0% that's from either of the other vineyards, which is good. This data is actually from the third vineyard. So this is great information to have, and going forward this shows the accuracy of the model. You can notice the code that goes into making this neural network work, and at the very bottom is our sigmoid function, like we discussed previously in the PowerPoint as well, in separating the not from this vineyard and the from this vineyard options in order to give us such drastic changes such as 99% and 0%. And that's the example in MATLAB.